Welcome back to Reds Fusion LFC, your ultimate home for all things Liverpool Football Club. Today we've got massive breaking updates from Anfield, from Cody Gakpo's honest admission and Alexander Isak's unexpected lifeline, to Mo Salah's new target, Hugo Ekitike's locker room apology, and Federico Chiesa's tough Liverpool journey. Stick around till the end. You don't want to miss a single twist in this Anfield roller coaster. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with every twist and turn in the transfer window. Liverpool attacking change now obvious after Cody Gakpo difficult admission. Liverpool return after the international break this week with Arne Slot, hoping fortunes have turned for several of his forward players. The international break is usually a time for club managers to cross their fingers, legs, and more besides, after waving goodbye to their players in the hope of them returning unscathed. For Arne Slot, though, there could be reason to be grateful for the current round of national team duty. The desire to get back onto the pitch and right the wrongs of 3 successive defeats before the temporary pause in action will have been burning strongly among Liverpool players as they departed Stamford Bridge earlier this month. But for a particular section of the Reds squad, a change of scenery and an opportunity to boost wavering confidence may ultimately prove huge beneficial. A first glance at the statistics would suggest Liverpool, who were last season's top scorers in the Premier League, aren't having many issues in attack this term. In the top flight, the Reds are only 2 goals behind current leading marksman Manchester City, with Arsenal, the only other team to have netted more times in their opening 7 games. The defense, having shipped 9 goals in those matches compared to just 3 by Arsenal, is understandably bearing the brunt of criticism, despite Liverpool standing only a point adrift of the Gunners after a tough schedule at the start of the season. But the eye test indicates something is amiss in attack. Hardly surprising given the exits of Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez, along with the tragic death of Diogo Jota. Those who remain are having to adjust. While big-money newcomers Hugo Ekitike and Alexander Isak are still very much in the adaptation phase, and the numbers suggest a slight drop-off. This time last season, 5 Liverpool forwards had scored 18 goals between them in 10 games. This term, it's 14 goals between 6 attackers, with the Reds having played a game more. It's not that the Reds aren't threatening, with only Sunday's opponents Manchester United and Arsenal having attempted more shots. Tellingly, though, 6 teams have hit the target more often, while Liverpool have among the lowest percentage of shots on target in the top flight. Curiously, Arsenal have the worst such figure at 25.7%, compared to 28.4% of Liverpool, with Manchester City among the highest at 37.2%. But perhaps most pertinent is the fact Liverpool are taking shots on average from further out than most teams, with an average distance of 17.6 yards per effort. City's is 15.9 yards and Arsenal 15.1. The Reds also have the lowest percentage of shots from inside the 6-yard box and one of the most from outside the box. It indicates not only that the Reds aren't getting sufficient quality chances inside the area for the likes of Isak and Ekitike to convert, but also they simply aren't creating enough menace around the opponent's goal. There is obvious other mitigation. The service lines to the attack are now completely different, with chief playmaker Trent Alexander-Arnold having departed, new fullbacks being integrated, and Florian Wirtz getting to grips with life in English football while being a completely different number 10, option to previous incumbent Dominic Szoboszlai. These changes take time to fully bed in, and there's no guarantee the final plan settled on by Slot will match the initial vision painted by himself and Liverpool sporting director Richard Hughes. I think it's always been difficult when new players come in to adapt to the team, admits Cody Gakpo. But I think now when we have a lot of new players, sometimes it's difficult when you change the team. We lost also a lot of players who were here for a long time. We were together for a few good years now. Then you have to replace them and new players come in and you need to make it fit. I think that's going well. We try to get to know each other every day better and better again. It's also a little unfortunate with Alex, who didn't really have a preseason. It's all these things together, but I think we will find a way forward. But nothing can improve a forward's self-belief as much as a goal. and it's why Slot will have been encouraged by many of his forwards enjoying a fruitful time on national team duty. Gakpo scored 3 times in 2 games to edge Holland nearer the World Cup, while Mohamed Salah netted twice to seal Egypt's berth in next summer's tournament and was then given a game off. Ekitike made his full France senior debut and provided an assist for Kylian Mbappe. And while Isak struggled to help a poor Sweden side avoid successive home defeats to Switzerland and Kosovo, the 26-year-old at least came through a brace of 90 minutes to move nearer full match sharpness. Liverpool will hope to take advantage as their attacking evolution enters the next stage. No improvement is now required. Alexander Isak given lifeline after fresh nightmare as Liverpool striker admits crisis. Liverpool players were involved in an important evening for their respective international teams. Alexander Isak admits Sweden are in a crisis situation after the Liverpool striker failed to prevent his country tumbling to another embarrassing defeat. Isak struck another blank as Sweden were humbled. 1-0 at home by Kosovo on Monday night to fall rock. Bottom of their World Cup qualification. Group with only 1 point from 12 with just 2 games left remaining, John. Dahl Tomasson's side were booed off at halftime with calls from the Gothenburg crowd for the national team boss to be sacked after a 3rd successive qualifier, without a goal, and afterwards Isak, who played another full 90 minutes, said, "It's hard to find arguments that we're doing the right thing because we're not. The responsibility lies with all of us players included. We've been here a long time, I've been here a long time. I look at myself in the mirror. I demand more from myself first and foremost. It's a bit of a crisis situation. That's clear. I don't know what we're going to do. It's too bad. There has been a negative development this spring, and since the World Cup qualifiers started, it hasn't moved forward. It's sad. We are so damn disappointed that we are making everyone unhappy. As players, we take a lot of responsibility ourselves. We need to look in the mirror." Isak, who played alongside Arsenal forward Victor Gyökeres, had one good first-half chance he saw saved, but otherwise was again below par. And Tomasson said, "I don't have a good explanation for why we don't score, I don't know. I can't shoot the ball myself. Sweden are 6 points behind. Second-placed Kosovo and need an unlikely sequence of results to leapfrog into the playoff place with leaders Switzerland already out of reach for the one automatic qualification berth. However, as one of the recent UEFA Nations League group winners, there is still a route for Sweden to progress through the playoffs to the finals next summer, even if they finish bottom of their qualification group. Elsewhere in World Cup qualifying, Liverpool attacking midfielder Florian Wirtz was substituted during injury time after helping Germany towards a 1-0 win in Belfast against a Northern Ireland side who were missing the suspended Connor Bradley, and Hugo Ekitike replaced Crystal Palace's Jean-Philippe Mateta for the last few minutes, as France were held to a 2-2 draw in Iceland. Liverpool star Mohamed Salah told which lazy man-ooted player to target at Anfield. Mohamed Salah has only scored 2 Premier League goals this season, but has a fantastic record. Against Manchester United, Mohamed Salah can rediscover his form when Manchester United visit Anfield if he targets one of the Red Devils' defenders, according to a former United star. Liverpool star Salah failed to score in his last 4 Liverpool appearances before the international break, but did net twice for Egypt in their 3-0 win over Djibouti last week. He will hope to take that form into Sunday's clash with fierce rivals United, against whom he has a staggering record of 16 goals in 17 Reds appearances. And despite having netted just 2 goals in 7 Premier League games this season, Salah has been told he might have some joy against United defender Luke Shaw, who has been labeled lazy by ex-Old Trafford star Paul Parker. Discussing his concerns for United going into the game on BBC Sports' The Devil's Advocate podcast, Parker said, "If Liverpool play in front of them, it will be great, but I don't think they will. I think they will try and turn them around, especially on the left side with Luke Shaw. Salah is going to be looking to run in behind with and without the ball, knowing the laziness of Luke Shaw, who he will be pulling at his shirt all the time and little things like that." Parker also disputed claims that Ruben Amorim's tactics are to blame for United's issues. instead pointing the finger of blame at the players. They haven't got the discipline. Trustworthy people to play for what the manager wants to do, he said. You can moan and moan about his system, but at the end of the day, they want to use this word elite about these players of today, which is absolutely rubbish to be perfectly honest. But if they were that elite, they would be clever enough to go bang and do it. United will be facing Liverpool at Anfield for the 100th time in their history on Sunday, but they have not won at the home of their fierce rivals since a Wayne Rooney strike secured a 1-0 success in January 2016. Hugo Ekitike apologized in Liverpool locker room after foolish moment. Hugo Ekitike was shown a second yellow card for taking his shirt off in celebration after scoring the winner in Liverpool's 2-1 win over Southampton in the Carabao Cup. Liverpool players have no grudge against Hugo Ekitike following the striker's dismissal in last month's Carabao Cup third-round clash with Southampton, merely 8 minutes. After entering the fray, the Liverpool substitute was cautioned for dissent when referee Thomas Bramall awarded a free kick against him. Aggrieved by the official's decision, Ekitike batted the ball away, earning the booking. Alexander Isak's breakthrough was leveled by Shea Charles, though the Reds restored their advantage within 10 minutes. Federico Chiesa provided the assist for Ekitike's close-range strike, and the 23-year-old was unable to suppress his elation. The French attacker foolishly removed his shirt and held it aloft, parading before the Anfield faithful in celebration. Jeremy Frimpong was first to reach him, his facial expression alone revealing he understood what would follow. Bramall swiftly brandished a second yellow card with merely 4 minutes plus stoppage time. Left, Ekitike offered his apologies to teammates in the changing room, and according to The Athletic, his contrition was welcomed. They bore no ill will and collectively moved forward. The France international became overexcited after netting the decisive goal and faced the consequences with a 1-match suspension, momentarily overlooking his existing caution. At the time, Reds head coach Arne Slot disclosed that Ekitike avoided a financial penalty. The Dutch manager commented, "Disciplined means I spoke to him, but if disciplined means a fine, we didn't do that. It wasn't smart what he did. He recognized that straight away and said sorry to his teammates. Players of all ages do make mistakes, and you are allowed at this club to make a mistake without immediately getting fines. He is a fantastic human being. If you speak to all staff members and ask them their warmest human beings, he would be in the top 3. He wasn't smart, didn't hurt us on Tuesday, might tomorrow." Ekitike has made an immediate impact at Liverpool following his summer transfer from Eintracht Frankfurt, scoring 5 goals and providing an assist in his 10 appearances for the club. The Reds need Ekitike to be on top form when they take on Manchester United on Sunday, looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. "It's been difficult for Federico Chiesa at Liverpool. We talk often. Federico Chiesa has been a bit part player since joining Liverpool, but his former teammate Federico Bernardeschi is confident the forward will prove himself once again. Federico Bernardeschi has backed Federico Chiesa to succeed, insisting that the Liverpool player deserves his spot at Anfield. The Italian international has had a challenging time since transferring from Juventus to Liverpool in August 2024. Last season, due to fitness issues, he was restricted to just 14 appearances, starting only 4 times and a single Premier League start. He has enjoyed more action under Arne Slot this season, following the departures of Darwin Núñez and Luis Diaz, with Chiesa contributing 2 goals and 2 assists from his 6 outings to date. However, the majority of his game time has come as a substitute. Starting only once so far, he was initially excluded from Liverpool's Champions League squad, only to later be called up as a replacement for Giovanni Leoni after the centre-back sustained a season-ending ACL injury. Chiesa did manage to score in his most recent game for Liverpool against Crystal Palace, but missed the match against Galatasaray due to a minor injury and was then an unused substitute in Liverpool's defeat to Chelsea. He was also absent from the Italy squad during the October international break, with head coach Gennaro Gattuso revealing that Chiesa was left out as he does not feel at 100%. Bernardeschi, who has played with Chiesa at Fiorentina, Juventus, and for the Italy national team, is confident that his fellow countrymen will secure a place in the national squad in time for next Summer's World Cup, and whilst the Bologna midfielder acknowledges the 27-year-old has endured a tough spell at Liverpool, he remains convinced the forward will demonstrate his quality once more. "We hope to be there, the World Cup together," he said on the stage of the Fondazione Filarmonica in Trento during the Festival dello Sport, as quoted by Tutto Mercato Web. "Neither of us has ever been there before, so it would be great to go together. For everyone, including Italy. I truly love Fede like a brother. It's not easy to say, but what he said about me, I said with an open heart towards him. He deserves it, he deserved it, and he will deserve it again. He's an incredibly talented player. I remember his debut against Juve in Turin with Fiorentina. I told him, 'Don't worry, play, you're strong, there's no need for me to tell you anything else. Don't worry about the rest. I'll take responsibility if necessary.' He already had the weight of his father's surname, so it was as if he had to leave with 30 extra kilos in his backpack. I didn't think it was right. He should have been Federico, not his father Enrico. He managed to prove himself, and he will succeed again.